Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back, and of course, it's Saturday afternoon, a lot later in the day than I wanted it to be when I got this going, but hey, I mean, we're getting it going now, so, of course, yesterday I got in my Royal Rumble predictions. You can check that out, previous video on the channel here, but, today we're going to be talking about Championship Sunday, which is tomorrow. And of course, we got the AFC title game, which is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, and then the NFC title game later in the afternoon, where the Detroit Lions head to Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers. And both of these games should be pretty exciting matchups, whether it's on paper or otherwise. I mean, all four teams have been nothing short of fantastic. Definitely have certainly made their presence felt as far as pretty much where they stand as far as their respective divisions, and even where they're at now. I mean, we're talking literally the last four standing, the final four, and it's kind of bittersweet because football's getting ready to come to an end, but at least at this point we can say it's been nothing short of memorable, and I think tomorrow promises to be that and then some. But we'll go ahead and start with the Chiefs and Ravens game, where you know, there's going to be some really big time anticipation a lot of different ways. You've got the reigning defending champion in the Kansas City Chiefs, who are going into Baltimore, or at least for the first time since the Reid-Mahomes era started. You've got them going on the road to another team's field for a conference championship game, and it really hasn't seemed to be too much of an issue. They went into Buffalo and actually managed to get the better of them to get to this point, and there's really no reason to believe that that can't be the case here. But for me, I have to believe that with the matchups as they are right now, I would like to think that it actually favors Baltimore. Closer matchup, if you're not careful, is definitely something Kansas City can win, but with Joe Thuney being out, as it's been reported, it's going to be a bit of an issue given what Baltimore's front seven's been like this year, and that's going to definitely cause some problems up the middle. And they've already, like I said, just been tough enough as it is. I think that's one thing you don't want to offer to them, helping them out. But all the same, that's not something that I would say would keep Kansas City from winning. I mean, this is something that is going to get to being in anyone's game scenario at some point, especially as it gets down the stretch. But I think I'm going to go with Baltimore in this one, just for the fact that I feel like this has got to be Lamar's year. I mean, he's come so far. And more than that, a lot of people were looking at the storyline, especially with Mahomes having overcome Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and now they're viewing Mahomes as the new Tom Brady, which, you know, kind of hard to argue with. Multiple time Super Bowl champion, and of course has been there multiple times as well, so it's certainly something that has a very good argument going for it. But you know, I think that when you look at that, you look at a guy like Lamar, who's kind of faced that sort of Peyton Manning type stigma, just given that his playoff record hasn't been the greatest in the past, especially being that he came in the playoffs 1-5. He seemed to have exercised a large chunk of that with a pretty dominant performance against the Houston Texans last week. So we'll see if that carries over and they're able to make a lot of the same things happen with the Chiefs, who have definitely been nothing to sneeze at defensively as well. But again, I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. I'm going to go with a score, I will say, we're going to go say 27-21. And largely because they're going to have it to where Mahomes is going to have that opportunity, but I'm looking at the defense to come through with a major key play at down the stretch, and pretty similar to what happened with San Francisco and Green Bay, but in Baltimore's favor. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the NFC title game, where we've got the Lions and the 49ers, and I mean, you don't have much more storyline than this. Dan Campbell, I mean, if he's not Coach of the Year, he's definitely got to be in the running for it. I forgot who the other candidate was, but either way, for me personally, I'm really just of the mindset that, you know, Detroit's come pretty far in the last couple of years with the arrival of a Dan Campbell, and them having done everything they've done with Jared Goff, who, in all honesty, has done pretty well for himself in Detroit. And after overcoming the Rams to get to this point, I think that, well, the Rams and I believe it was the Buccaneers thereafter, but just the run that they've been on has been nothing short of remarkable, and you know, just the kind of grit that they've shown to this point, they certainly deserve to be here. And, you know, I kind of feel like this is an anyone's game scenario, although I think this really favors San Francisco a bit more, and not even so much for anything defensive-wise, as far as, you know, the front seven that the 49ers have, especially with the depth they have, both on the line and the linebacker position, and how talented they are there. But they've also got a really strong secondary. I don't know that Detroit's is necessarily as strong, but at the same time, they've been competitive enough. It's going to be really interesting to see how competitive they remain going up against Deebo Samuel, who was knocked out early in the game against Green Bay last week. I forgot the details behind that, but he seems to be full go for tomorrow afternoon, and with that, that's where I'm going to go with the 49ers. I'm going to say that's going to be a score of 31-21. I think that the Lions definitely have a really good, strong showing of it. They're definitely going to have a grinded-out battle, but I think again, with Deebo Samuel being there, but you've also got Christian McCaffrey, who I think is practically player of the game for last week. You know, the combination of those two is just, it's just going to be a bit much for Detroit this time around, and being in Santa Clara probably isn't going to do them an awful lot of favors. So with that, we've got a Super Bowl rematch of 11 years ago, where we'll have the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see if my prediction for this holds up tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit more about it as the week goes on, but nonetheless, you know what it is. Like, share, subscribe, and of course, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my prediction? Am I going the wrong way with it? Or, well, yeah, just let me know what y'all think. But in the meantime, thanks for being here, and also in a little bit, not very long after this is uploaded, I'm going to be going live on Twitch. That's going to be twitch.tv/ANJ Network, where I'll probably go on a little early, probably do a little bit of pre-Rumble thing, so that, you know, I could just get that going and just be live. And that'll pretty much be that. But yeah, definitely look forward to that, and let me know what y'all think. I'll be seeing y'all later.